Hello everyone, my name is Attilio Hun, and welcome back to my channel of all things Digimon, and today we're going to be talking about how to actually get into Digimon. Recently I've noticed a kind of Digimon renaissance, as you can kind of say, because honestly, I think nowadays it's the best time to get into Digimon. We've been seeing a lot more games, anime, and lots of more different things like the trading card game pop up and become more easily accessible for new Digi fans. When I was a kid, I'll tell you what, it was not easy being a Digimon fan, especially in the United States. In Japan, they had a lot of different merchandise and whatnot, but here, or back in the United States, it was, let's just say, the best I could do is a t-shirt that had stickable Agumon and Gabumons to my chest. And to be fair, that's even pretty good. I'll be talking to you guys today about where to get started and how to become a Digimon fan. And we're going to be taking this into 3 different categories today: anime, games, and of course, last but not least, the trading card game. So first of all, let's talk about the Digimon anime. Now, a lot of people will tell you, watch Digimon Adventure, the original seasons, and yeah, while that's probably my favorite storyline, especially if you want to watch the new movies like Digimon Adventure Tri, Digimon Last Evolution, and also the new movie coming out this year, which is about 02 or Season 2. It's honestly probably not the one I would recommend to new and incoming fans. In fact, the anime that I would suggest to you is either the reboot, Digimon 2020, or the newest season that's going on right now, Digimon Ghost Game, and here's why. Digimon 2020 is a new retelling of the original Digimon story, and although it's not one-for-one the same, I think it does give a fresh take on the Digimon world, and kind of can bring in new audiences that expand a little bit more. Plus, it gives all the other Digidestins kind of their time to shine. In the original series, it is more about Yamato and Taichi, but in the newer series, yes, by the end of the day, it is still about those two mainly. It does give the other 6 kids a moment in the spotlight, and I really do enjoy that. Something from the original series that was kind of lacking is it really does kind of put them to the wayside and you just focus on Taichi and Yamato. But I do think this new series reimaginings, but not too far away from the original, that it is a new original story that anyone can get behind. I surely enjoyed it, and I know you could enjoy it too. And on the other hand, we have Digimon Ghost Game, which is the newest season that's running right now, and though I'm a little bit behind on some of the episodes, it is one of the best seasons I have ever watched. I might even put it above Digimon Adventure 1 and 2, the original 2 seasons. And the reason why I think it's worth giving a watch, especially if you're an adult, let me rephrase that. Digimon 2020 if you're an adult or kid, Digimon Ghost Game if you're an adult. And it's because that anime is pretty dark. For a Digimon series, it delves into things like people dying or death and life and all those kinds of things, and it is classified as a horror genre anime. So it's really, really good, especially for those who are a little bit more mature and don't want something as kid-like, and which is where I think the original 1 and 2 kind of fall. It was made in like the 90s, so you know, it does have that anime is for kids feel. Meanwhile, while Ghost Game kind of has a more mature feeling that I think any age could enjoy. I highly recommend Ghost Game for someone who might want something a little bit more mature, because that's another point I'd like to bring up. The Digimon series, it grew up with us. It's not just for kids like it was back when we were younger. It is something that has evolved, like the Digimon have, to something that even adults can enjoy, and I think more are being brought in to do so. So those are my anime recommendations for where you should start off in the Digimon anime scene. Now, of course, I do recommend after watching those and maybe getting a feel for it to go back and watch all the other seasons, because they are all great in their own way. Except Applemon. We don't talk about Applemon. And next on the list we have the Digimon games, and of course all the purists will be saying, Digimon World 1 for the PlayStation, it is the best way to go and none other should be perceived. You're sounding like a Melee fan right now when it comes to Super Smash Bros. Series. But, nevertheless, I don't disagree that Digimon World 1 is one of the best Digimon games out there, but the best one to start for new fans. Do you want to shut them away? Do you want to gatekeep? The answer is no. No, you don't. So, the games that I think you should go towards are 3 and following. And it depends on what kind of genre you want to get into the series as. Do you want to get to a more RPG style, like are you used to the Pokemon games, but want to get into something a little bit different? You should play Digimon Story Cyber Sleuth. Cyber Sleuth has kind of a more anime JRPG kind of feeling, and I think it's one of my favorite games today. And I remember picking that game up on day one and playing it all the way through and being able to customize your team as much as you want. What kind of Digimon do you want? What kind of moves do you want with that Digimon? Do you want to overpower a baby level form Digimon and beat the final boss with it? You can do that. All you have to do is put a little bit extra grinding time in, but it really does let you create your dream ideal Digimon team, and I think that is something really commendable and cool that you can do, and I think can ease all of your fans into the series. Now, I will say there is kind of a difficulty spike the longer down in the story you get, and it's nothing that can't be overcome. Next up on the list, if you want something a little bit more relaxing but not for your mental health, you should play Digimon Survive. Digimon Survive is a visual novel with some tactics flavor thrown into it, and honestly has become one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite game of all time, for the story alone. That game literally has made me cry so many times and made me feel connections for characters I never thought I could have. But this game is so beautiful, it has a great story, music. I think the tactics part is actually a little bit lacking, but it can still be a fun time. It has the stupid talking mechanic from Persona 5. Yeah, that's the only problem I really have with it. But other than that, you're in for a good time, but I do warn there is a little bit of some horror themes in it, just like I was mentioning earlier with Ghost Game. It does delve into some pretty serious things, and not everything's going to be sunshine and roses at the end of the day. However, I do think Digimon Survive is one of the perfect ways for someone to ease their way into the Digimon series, especially if you want to get into the games first. I recommend doing Survive, and if you want to dabble in the anime, Ghost Game at the same time, because you do kind of get that same flavor and feel. And last but not least, so we don't stray away too far from the original Digimon world or Digimon game format, Digimon World Next Order I think is one of the best ways to experience the original Digimon world feel. You don't have to own a PlayStation, you don't have to emulate, and soon you'll be able to enjoy it on not just the PlayStation 4 or 5 right now, but also the Nintendo Switch and the PC coming out this February. So I think now is a great time to give a Digimon World Next Order a try. It gives you that original raising Digimon Tamagotchi feeling where you take a baby Digimon, you raise it up to immense, unimaginable power, and then you pretty much steamroll over everything until you get to the boss, and then it immediately just craps on your parade. But other than that, it's fun. The only problem I have with the Digimon World format is it's a lot of trial and error. And when I mean trial, you're going to be raising a Digimon from square one a lot. But the good thing is, the more you become a better tamer and get better points, the more stats that carry over into the next Digimon's life. Because that's the thing about Digimon, it's not really, they're dead forever, they more get rebirthed into a new Digimon, and that's a whole thing. And that is it for the video games that I have to suggest. Digimon Story, Cyber Sleuth, Digimon Survive, and Digimon World Next Order. I think all three of those games are perfect entry levels for people to get into the Digimon franchise. And then, of course, I do plead for you to go back and try some of the older games like Digimon World 1 for the PlayStation, of course, as well as if you're into fighting games, Digimon Rumble Arena 1, 2, and this fan-made game online is also really good as well. I'll be putting links for those down below. And last but not least, let's talk about the Money Sync, the Digimon trading card game. Now, as you guys have seen from a couple of my videos on the channel, I do love the Digimon TCG. It is something that I've really have just been a huge fan of since day one. I remember going to a store in Tokyo when the Digimon trading card game was just released with my friends, and I was like, I really want this deck. I bought the Digimon red deck with Taichi as the main star of the show, and it was just something that I've enjoyed learning how to play, and even getting some of my friends into who sometimes typically don't even like trading card games. They gave it a try and they're like, wow, this is actually quite fun and not too difficult to understand. So I was really happy to see them get into Digimon that way as well. And the cool thing about the card games is it goes through a lot of different Digimon media. It goes through things from the games to the anime, and hopefully not Applemon. I cannot stress enough, please do not. Don't do it. But other than that, you have all your different kinds of flavors of cards as well. You can make any kind of deck that you want if you're interested in Control or Rushdown or any kind of things with that. If you've played a trading card game, it's fun to get into. I've had a really good memory when I was at a card game shop in America where I was talking to someone who's like, yeah, I came over from the Pokemon card game, never watching or playing Digimon ever before in my life, but this game just felt fun and interesting to do because I could do anything and I could still win. Like, that's the cool thing about this card game. You can do anything and still win because it is so new in its infancy. It's only about a year and a half old, around that kind of time length, and there's not really power creep yet, which is great. There are a couple of banned cards, but besides that, you can do anything and have fun with it. You can make a deck fully on a certain Digimon, and just around Digimon and its Digivolution lines from the shows or the games, and it would still work out fine. You might not win a tournament, but you could get a couple games off. Heck, you can take the structure decks that you can buy already pre-made, and you could do quite decently well in a tournament. It's just that kind of diverse and fun to how this card game is made. And like I said, anyone can jump in. You don't have to know anything about Digimon to get interested into this card game. And that's also the beauty of it. And that's why I think the trading card game is also a wonderful and amazing way to get into the Digimon series. So which way are you thinking about getting to the Digimon series? Is it going to be the card game, the anime, or some of the video games? Please let me know in the comments below. Please hit that video with a like if you enjoyed watching this today, and please hit that subscribe button if you want to see more amazing Digimon content. My name is Attilio Hun, and stay digitized.